I am blessed and highly favored.
I am amazing.
I am strong.
I am real.
According to the CDC, suicide is the third leading cause of death among Black males ages 15 to 24. Feelings of depression are often perceived as a sign of weakness in the Black community, with many males being told to man up. Yet, a lot of people fail to realize how a lack of compassion can ultimately affect an individual.
Sometimes I feel as if melanin has a restraining order against depression, and the disorder is wanted for arrest anytime the two come even remotely close together in conversation. I'm Roojerry Dangervil. I'm 21 years old, and I've been depressed since before I even knew what depression was. I think when I first realized that I was depressed, I think I was probably 18 years old. Just the course of my life, I just never really felt supported by my parents. Even trying to explain it to them, explain depression to them, the concept is just so foreign. And that's just something that I realized, just with the Black community in general. I feel like growing up as a Black male, you're forced to be a lot stronger than you should have to be. It's like we're constantly taught that we should never show emotion, that we should never show weakness. And just the way that society has molded the idea of depression and being mentally ill, being Black and being a male and expressing that you are depressed, it's a no-no, it's a taboo. When I go out and I interact with people, I'm always smiling, always the first one to be cracking jokes and stuff like that. But that was always not necessarily a front, because that's who I am, but it was more so exaggerated. Why would I tell you something that is a deep, dark secret to me and you're going to disregard it? Because one of the worst feelings is telling someone that you're depressed and they're just okay, why don't you just be happy? Because the greatest misconception is that depression is the feeling of being sad. Depression is actually just the absence of feeling. It's like being void of emotion. I want to be that same person, but I just can't. For whatever reason, I just can't return to the root of me. People that are depressed, they desperately want to feel, you know what I'm saying? And that's why people cut themselves, because it's probably their first time in a long time that they finally feel something. If somebody's white and someone says they're depressed, then it's oh, go see a counselor, go see a shrink, you know what I'm saying? Go get some help. But with the Black community, it's kind of like you soft. That's why I'm that much more motivated to get the word out and have people realize that being Black and being depressed is not a crutch. It should be something that people should understand and realize goes on a daily. Don't be ashamed to get help, and don't be afraid, because it's your life. And people will say whatever they want. But as long as your happiness is your number one priority, you'll be okay. At my school, we have this thing called CAPS. And I went to CAPS. That's the psychological services on campus and the counseling. You go in and you don't know the counselor, and you just kind of tell them your life. They let you know that it's like a safe haven. It makes you feel like it's okay to cry. And I think if I were to tell someone it's okay to cry, because I think as Black men, we don't cry as often as we need to. It's okay to be strong, and people are going to look at us to be strong. But you can find strength in your biggest weaknesses. The valley isn't as steep as it seems. You'll eventually become better, and you'll be a better person as a result of it. One of my favorite poets, Rudy Francisco, said, "My hobbies include editing my life story, hiding behind metaphors, and trying to convince my shadow that I'm someone worth following." Being depressed, I always felt inadequate. I always felt like I just had no purpose. So it's the idea of your shadow following you, it's the realization that I finally have some worth, that I finally mean something, that my purpose on this earth is real. My name is Roojerry Dangervil. This is my story, and I am someone that my shadow feels is worth following.